For the first time since 2019, the Burlington Blaze and the Orangeville Northmen will go head-to-head in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Final Series. There's a lot of stories that may be the same. Many of the players are not, but the goal still is the Iroquois Trophy and a spot in this year's Minto Cup. I'm Matthew Carrigan as the GVI Sports Network presents the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week. It is the finals, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. We are live here at Tony Rose Arena in Orangeville. Back in 2019, it was a 4-1 series victory for the Northmen. Chris Origlieri was an AP at the time. Burlington were led by a goaltender from Peterborough picked up in a trade in Drew Hutchison. That's the same story this year as Deacon Knott comes over at the trade deadline and has been massive for the Blaze. He's back after serving a one-game suspension at the end of the Mimico series. Kyle Krotman stands over the face-off. Him, Blair Ferguson, and John Vandergeesen are your officials, and we're underway here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Final Series. Nate Ruff controls the opening face-off for the Northmen, who have their home white jerseys, silver shoulder caps, black lettering. They'll go left to right here in period number one. Brought down by Trey Deer, who had an active week off. We'll get to that as the game progresses. Liam Matthews steps up and shoots that one high off the end glass, but it'll come straight back to Matthews. Matthews sneaks through everybody, lost the ball in his way to the crease, though, as it was knocked away by Ty English. Smothering defense for this Burlington team that took care of a big offense in Mimico as they go back to the cage with Nicholas Volkov. Great transition player. So is Cameron Pack, though, the lone trade deadline acquisition for the Orangeville Northmen. Caleb Benedict has switched up his stick. He's got a silver head on it. Joey Spallina, that Syracuse orange flashing on his stick. He walked into the building with 6 of them under his arm. Elects to go with the orange to start tonight's game. Quick turnover, though, and Brooks English will come back the other way. He was one of the few APs back in 2019. Most of the staff of Burlington are the same. Rusty Kruger was an assistant under Bruce Codd back then. As English will fire the ball into the corner, it goes Aaron and bounces straight to the captain, Jaden Chapara. Chapara to Nate Ruff, and now they'll slow it down with Colton Marquis. One of 6 overagers on this Orangeville roster. Liam Matthews over to the far side, and a hard shot there. That's Amos Whitcomb, the righty, who has been off for a couple months with injury, an off-season trade that actually worked out for both Oakville and Orangeville, as he was huge offensively to start the season. Alex Marinier comes in, and his shot goes wide. Second in points behind Braden Saris on this team through the playoffs. 30 points so far. Marquis fakes the pass there to Jamison Bucktooth. Comes back to Spallina, turning not all around in his own crease. But the ball did stay at his feet. One of the many overagers on this Burlington side, Alexis Samard, initial pass went wide, bounced off the boards, came straight back to him. Now he's got to beat a triple team. He does. Samard still with it. Gets pushed out wide before taking the shot. Will now pass it back to the outside. The aforementioned Braden Saris. Gets it to the far side in the corner, spinning away from pressure. Chuck Rawson comes back through the middle, and Saris' shot right at the shot clock. Not on target, so possession will go here to the Northmen. Trey Deer participating in the All-American tournament down in the States during his off week and putting on an absolute show if you saw any of the clips on social media. Matthews up top, long shot from outside, goes from Marquis. I believe the first save that Knott's been called on to make. Deer trying to find Whitcomb, and just over top of the intended target. Ty English looking for Brooks. Older brother Sam was part of that 2019 team. That came up just short. Sean Gillies, general manager, said They feel like it's unfinished business, thought they may have been the better team back in that 2019 series. If it wasn't for a couple Nepean players and one Jonathan Donville, he thought they had that series won. It's this season that Nepean has been the factor for Burlington this time, though. Marinier lost control of the ball as he goes to the outside boards. That's Chase Chavon with the wooden stick to the outside to force back-to-back shot clock violations here against the Blaze. Already played 4 minutes in this first period, scheduled for 20. Long outside shot on the sidearm. That was Jamison Bucktooth shooting wide. Spalina back here for Cohen Jennings. Trying to get through for one of Marquis or Bucktooth, and it bypassed both of them. Jennings has it again. This is Jamison Bucktooth. His shot wide of the mark, rippled the mesh. Few people thought it had gone in, but it remains scoreless. Back here to Ben Trumbull, who before the game was named the top transition player in the league. Showing why with a quick shot. Got through to Origlieri. Definitely more scoring opportunities despite back-to-back shot clock violations from the Blaze as Saris gets it back for Trumbull. Long shot. Bounces off the boards and, goes straight to Zach Thompson. Trumbull, Thompson, and Knott, three players coming over in that trade from the Peterborough Lakers. Drew Hutchison, by the way, got drafted in the second round that year by Halifax. Origlieri and Deacon Knott, both second round selections in 2021. Has a shot there. Got an Orangeville player still in the crease of Knott. It was Spalina, who now clears out. Goes to throw a screen to release the shot from Colton Marquis, and Knott will make the save and come to the near side. It's Brooks English. Stops up, waiting for help. High pass out of the corner, intended for Will McLeod, but high bounce comes back to Marinier. Ty English. Going to make space there for McLeod, it looked like, as everyone cleared out in the far corner. And English having a lot of trouble with it. Oh, looked like he was over and back. Kyle Crotman says no, and the shot clock will sound. And there's a lot of extra motion and movement there against, I believe it's McLeod, who's going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty for shooting after the shot clock. Officially, it'll go as delay a game for the first power play of the game, and with all the weapons that they can choose from now, including Amos Whitcomb. As we get a replay of that shot, you can clearly see the shot clock up on the top of your screen there, expiring. Joey Spalina did go over and apologize to Deacon Knott as they want a wipe down over in his crease. This power play will be Spalina, Marquis, Caleb Benedict, Jamison Bucktooth, and Trey Deere. But there are a ton of other options that they could go with. Also in the lineup tonight, Cam Sanderson, Liam Matthews. We've seen Cohen Jennings step up on offense. Through 7 playoff games, 13 goal scorers. Only 9 players to touch the floor in a running capacity for the Northmen have not scored in the playoffs out of everybody that's come off that bench, and only 5 of them are guys who have played 5 games or more. So they can get an attack from everywhere. Part of the reason why they're still a perfect 27-0. Number of shots there, a couple wide ones before Bucktooth's trying to beat the shot clock, just ripped it off the shoulder of Knott. Takes 26 seconds of penalty time. Bucktooth back up top through Marquis. The triangle behind the net now all the way back up top. Spalina will be the guy to shoot, and it's off Knott and back up and into the Burlington bench. Marquis taking top spot again. They've got Deere and Benedict low. Here comes a screen from Spalina. Shot never got through, is blocked by Samard. Marquis has it again. Spalina behind his back to Spalina, and Trey Deere mishandled it, but only briefly. Spalina for Marquis again. Caleb Benedict behind the net finds Marquis. Big fake up top to Spalina. Goes there for real. Behind the back. Quick stick. Bucktooth had to slow it down. He had a wide open net had he done so. 12 on the shot clock. Here's Marquis. Picks the corner. Bucktooth right there perhaps had the best opportunity, and you can see he had to double clutch. But this was the shot they were going for the entire set with Spalina and Marquis, and it works to perfection, giving Orangeville a 1-0 lead. The best power play unit throughout the regular season and the playoffs is the Orangeville Northmen. They prove it again, going up 1-0 on the man advantage. However, they were also the most penalized team through the regular season. Door open there over on the Burlington side, and Nate Ruff nearly went for a seat. Gonna get another penalty coming here to Burlington with Colm Barnett going down, and going here to the Blaze. Can't really see who it was. There was all kinds of contact looking for this face-off loose ball. Be interesting. I don't know if that's a cross check or a high stick from John Vandergiesen. He's still in conversation with the Burlington bench, but it was the last shot there. Well, the signal was delay a game against Stephen Delamonache. One of 11 21-year-olds on this Burlington roster. Behind the back, they try again with Marquis, and same result. This is a replay, but it's of the most recent goal, not the first one. Spalina behind the back to Marquis to the mesh. Back-to-back goals, 14 seconds into that power play for Colton Marquis. One of 4 players with double-digit goals through 7 playoff games was Marquis. On the run, here's Ty English. That one just skipped off the head of his stick. It'll be Aiden Long coming back the other way. Worth mentioning, no Aiden Fern in the lineup, an off-season trade from Six Nations, who was pretty close to unstoppable through these playoffs so far, missing for the Orangeville Northmen. Rusty Kruger said they'll go with Owen Ron, perhaps. Whoever seems to be hot at the dot. Try a couple different looks. Shot here for Burlington off the crossbar. Picked up by Noah Millsap. Millsap finds a trailer. Well falling Whitcomb shot into the feet of Knott. And Burlington will pick up the rebound there late in the 8 count, but Marinier does clear the line just in time. Chuck Rawson, last one off the bench. Marinier low shot, and that's hung on to there by Riglieri. He's going to need bigger mantle. Couple plaques handed out before this game as Spalina gets stripped. Going to Cohen Jennings. Bouncer over to Benedict. Trey Deere takes the shot, and Knott will make the save. Rebound will bounce over the timeline, but it went off of not, so no over and back. The Melville Award for lowest goals against average tandem goes to Chris Origlieri and Zach Richards. As well as the Terry Sanderson Memorial Award for top goaltender. Burlington bench. Ball bounced in there and they threw it right back to Ben Trumbull, trying to get the quick restart. Dan McCray didn't like that they called it all the way back. By the way, I just caught a glimpse of Mary Lellenset, the trainer of the Orangeville Northmen, walking off the bench with Joey Spallina. He's gone outside to get looked at, which could be a big story here. The Syracuse product coming up, play his first season of Junior A with his sights set on the National Lacrosse League, and looks like he's doing some sprints. They're watching him out there, so keep one eye there and one eye here on Colton Marquis. Already on hat-trick watch and gonna throw the ball away. Mary Lellenset has come back to the bench. Spallina has not as of yet. But Braden Saris and the Burlington offense are out there right now. Saris cutting to the net, went over the shoulder, but also went through the crease, so you get a stoppage there. Nate Ruff up and over center. Bucktooth to the far side for Whitcomb. And again, this right side somewhat discombobulated without Spallina. It's Cole Teeple taking the spot now. Trade Deer back for Bucktooth. He will go to Teeple. Coming back for Matthews. Cuts, drives, stays just wide of the crease, but only for a half second as Trumbull was right there to knock him back in and over the line. Here is Trumbull for Marinier. One sidestep to try and get past Bucktooth, but a nice slide over there by Chipar on defense. Rawson to the outside. Trumbull took a hard chop by Cameron Pack in the middle. Marinier shoots over the crowd that came over to follow, and that gets through Origlieri. No chance he saw that one. Keep your eye just above the dotted line and count the number of people this goes over top of. There's about 5 guys for sure. And there's no chance Origlieri saw that. We're 2-1 here in favor of Orangeville. Well, Spallina is on the bench. Trainer Lellenset was talking to him, but they've now gone back into the corner. Here comes Teeple, gets knocked down while shooting, and this ball is going to bounce wide. Benedict couldn't pick it up cleanly, and that means that it's brought out by Andrew Vredenberg, the overage captain, down on the crease. A number of moves from Alexis Samard. Another overage player, transition star in his own right. Burlington bench calling for the 8 count, as Ruff had a bit of trouble with it at the timeline. It's Trey Deer. Marquis circling the corner. Hard shot from up top by Amos Whitcomb. Ended up hitting not high, and to squeeze it there along the right shoulder. High pass from Trumbull to the far side, went off the glass, and it will be over and back. Off the stick of Marinier. Look out here as they'll get the quick restart from Cole Barnett. Trailing is Matthews, and not makes the save. Bucktooth knocked the stick out of the hands of Cooper Jackson. Burlington do recover though, and it'll be Brooks English that'll slow things down. Back up top for Josh Rosa, who hasn't played a whole ton here in the playoffs, but does slot back in. Most notable omission as Rawson cuts in and scores. Looked like everything had shut down here for a second. With Rosa on the outside, and Burlington's going to send two cutters with Ross in the trailer on a play that just kind of sat there, and it's second guy through that sort of surprises everyone and takes the shot and scores. So now to be Chiapara trying to go against Delamonache. And Trumbull picks it up in that low shot. Bounces to the outside. Samard is going to wait for the offense. Delamonache was also unbeatable in that Mimico series at the face-off dot. As we get a moving screen in behind the net. It's to be picked up here by Chiapara, who does have an extra year. Rare occurrence for a captain to wear the number in not the graduating year, but will be back next season, presumably wearing the C still. Matthews' shot bounces off the right arm of Knott out into the corner, where the rebound's picked up by Nicholas Volkov. Volkov leading the charge, gonna high step, take the shot. The rebound never quite got far enough to Miles Newport. Sean Gillies says he's been coaching or around Newport since Bantam 2 days. Followed him all the way up through Oakville. Buzz dropped him, picked up here, and getting some time in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League finals. Siobhan through Pack, and now Bucktooth. With 5.5 to go here in the period, we're knotted up at 2. Both Northmen goals coming on their power play off the stick of Colton Marquis. Bucktooth trying to get the lead back in the shot. Hung on to by Knott again, and every time Knott makes the save, quick back to his feet and already looking down floor. Second round selection of Philadelphia Wings in 2022. I said Origlieri was in the same draft. He was 2021 to San Diego. And for much of the Seals' tenure, this one's going to sneak through. Not sure how, but Rosa got it past the goaltender of the year. And it's 3-2 Burlington. Splits the defense. And in and out, you can see on the replay. That's 3 straight now for the visitors. After the Northmen took a 2-0 lead. Another face-off battle, another one gobbled up by Delamonache. Quickly to Trumbull. Trumbull and Cameron Pack in battle at the restraining line. Saris comes out. Goes behind the back to Rawson. Big chop there for Ty English. Saris accepts the high pass. Now to the far side. No look. Rosa's all alone on the crease. And Origlieri makes the save. Chiapara bouncing off defenders. Eventually a ball comes up and across on the stick of Aiden Long. Here's Spalina. Back out there with a lot of fresh tape over on that left knee. Long through Benedict, now Spalina. And Matthews has it. Spalina gets tangled up there. It actually took the helmet off of Connor Knock, which is still sitting on the floor. Miles Newport to bring it up and over center. He'll leave it for Marinier. $30 points for Marinier through the playoffs so far. Well behind the 48 of Saris, who gets through and takes that shot, looking for 5-hole on Origlieri. Nothing doing there. Elijah Edwards will bring it up and over center. Marquis to trade Deer as we approach the final 3 minutes here of this first period. Deer to Benedict, and the seas part in front of him, and he'll find the corner again. all tied up here in the Bunny Barn, and the corner over the right shoulder of Knott is getting a workout tonight. As they come over to the bench, you can hear Rusty Kruger say right in that spot, both of Marquis' goals were over the right shoulder of Deacon Knott, and this one from Caleb Benedict finds the exact same spot. First 5-on-5 goal of the night for the Northmen, as Delamonte gets sat on. Rebound still picked up though. It's Hayden Hiltz. Spinning away from pressure. Rosa. Trade from Kitchener-Waterloo. Was actually reclassified into Junior B last season. Ball come up top for Zach Thompson. He shot, hit a body, and deflected wide, forcing the shot clock violation. Third one of the period, if I'm not mistaken, against the Blades. Ball outside for Spalina. Trying to find Jennings cutting through. It'll be Matthews. Has to pick up the errant pass. Back for Benedict, and not sure where it is. It's outside of the crease on his right-hand side. And too far away from the stick of Bucktooth. Ty English. Marinier. Outside, back to Marinier. He goes one-on-one. His defender, Cole Teeple. Now Rosa outside. Excuse me, this is English who turns back and takes the shot. Aiden Long picks up the rebound. Teeple in front of Long, tried to cut back with a shot, and it hit off the post and goes up and out of play. Both teams will have 2 timeouts at their disposal. They can use any time throughout the game, but only 1 per period as we come down in the last 90 seconds. Trying to find a cutting Amos Whitcomb. That ball goes into Deacon Knott. 8 count is on, and just beating it, getting the ball up to Trumbull was Saris. Hard shot from Thompson. Comes with 1:07 on the clock, so thought they may, a little too far away to go 2 for 1 with Nate Ruff coming back in. Bucktooth drags it back towards the crease, somehow stays clear. Finds Spalina at what would be the field X position behind the net. Long shot Marquis, that hits off of English and up out of play. And Orangeville will get a reset out of this with 45.6 to go in our first period. Spalina, Trey Deer up top. Off the end boards for Samard. Samard gonna rush in. Slows it down with Captain Vredenberg. Marinier to Rawson in the corner. 15 seconds on the shot clock. 25 to go here in the first period. It's Marinier. Saris, last one off the bench. Marinier, hard shot. That sounded like it skipped off the post. Reset is on, and it'll be Orangeville that comes down with it. Nate Ruff, and timeout is called. It was actually Owen Ron that came across center to get the stoppage. So DJ Cleveley will go to work. Get another look at the action. Orangeville spreading the floor here, and this is, I believe, going to be the goal from Caleb Benedict to tie this game up 3-3. They will have last shot with a chance to retake the lead after going up 2-0 early on. Northmen come in by way of a sweep against Six Nations, a sweep against the Toronto Beaches, and it was Burlington sweeping St. Catharines, and then a 4-1 win over Mimico. The only loss, that overtime one in the first game of that series. As Rawson will put one behind. Chris Riglieri there on the replay. Trade here, Jamison Bucktooth, the lefties, as well as Liam Matthews. He'll start with the ball up top. Spalina is down low. They've got Amos Whitcomb and Colton Marquis out there for the 6 attacker set here, and last shot play. Bucktooth tied up. Spalina all the way up top for Matthews, who scores. And you can see 1.2 left on the clock here in the period. A lot of teams are using this for their power play and extra man set. Taking the ball down low, and the tendency is for the defense to go down low or turn around and see where the ball is at. And credit Burlington, who did get a high defender in the face of Matthews, but still manages to get the shot through everything, including not, for the 4-3 lead. Delamonte will get one final face-off win before time expires on an action-packed first period. 4-3 the lead for the Orangeville Northmen. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. We'll be back with period number 2 in 9.5 minutes.
On our family dairy farm, there's a saying that the sun doesn't start the day, we do. It's our daily reminder to be our best, make our best, and that our dairy farm doesn't just take care of our family, it's part of something bigger. That's dairy done right.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Gatorade.
Teams are back out ready for period number 2. We're already underway with a Stephen Delamonache face-off win. His Burlington Blaze facing a 4-3 deficit here to start period number 2. This is the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario and Ceres. Quickly ties it up, 19 seconds is all it takes. Just gonna be a quick outside shot here, and you can see a low screen coming down to take Chiapara and keep him down by the crease to open up that shooting space. And just like that, it's 4-4. Face off won there by Owen Wren. He'll give it to Long, the Teeple. Liam Matthews, all kinds of work, loses his glove. He's trying to screen and everybody out of the way. The shot comes from Matthews, bouncing all over the crease. Now out of it, still up for grabs, and Trey Deere is going to be the first one to chase it down in front of the Orangeville bench. Bucktooth for Marquis. 2 goals in that period for Marquis. Trey Deere over the shoulder, just wide, but draws the oohs and ahs from the crowd here. Trey Deere has all the moves. Ben Trumbull, cross center. Off the bench, Chai English quickly to Saris. Brings Saris spinning away, and you can see a lot of the offensive screening pressure being done to take Chiapara out of the equation. As this comes back to Ty English. Shot from Saris went wide after his pass to the far side. Much like the first period started, an early shot clock violation here against Burlington. Had 2 of them on back-to-back possessions. On that count, 3 total in the period. Spalina, who went off briefly in that first period, takes the shot. Turns into transition the other way, though. And a wide one from Connor Knock. An Nepean product. Him and Cameron Pack say hello to each other after the fact. Bounced around back and forth near the timeline. Official was right there. Allows play to continue in the stick of Brooks English. He'll bounce it across to Chuck Rawson. And now Rawson will give to Thompson. And McLeod in the corner. Rosa looking for help. He'll come all the way back across to McLeod. Skip shot into a Wrigley area. Makes the save and immediately looks up floor. Aiden Long trying to run under it, and this one's going to skip well wide. Long and Samard in battle, and bounce harmlessly into the crease of Knott. Worth noting as well that Coltrane Tyson has missed a large portion of this season for the Burlington Blaze. Did take unofficial warm-up, but is a scratch. And Sean Gillies would not give me a definite answer of when he'll come back. Although a couple rounds ago I was told perhaps in round number 3. Well, that's where we are right now, and the big lefty could be back in there sooner rather than later. This shot comes in off of Wrigley area, in the feet now of McLeod. We'll pick it up and run out of the corner. 3 minutes gone here in the period. Shot from Saris, and it's a repeat of his game-tying goal. Well, just about to point out, it's the exact same spot that he scored from earlier. And look at the run-up that he gets here to give Burlington the lead. Delamonache rolls the face-off across to Samard. They've got another one. Vredenberg to Samard. Back down the boards. No pass there for Hayden Hiltz, so he'll wait and let the offensive unit out there. Marinier. Saris off the bench. Saris is in front of the crease, and Aiden Long matching him up now after a pair of goals to start this second period. Burlington had the lead 3-2. Now take it back again 5-4. Ball skips away from Trey Deer. And it'll be run up and over center by Owen Taze. We count Thomas Kizak, one of 4 Nepean players in the lineup tonight for Burlington. Saris had the double clutch, couldn't get the initial shot away. Origlieri with the save, and Teeple is down floor. Vredenberg all over him, however. And he was kind of twisted around as the ball showed up. Couldn't pick it up cleanly, and now 3 Burlington players come in. Ty English! Oh, what a release! This looks past the entire way. And watch the finish from English right here. I don't even know what to call that. A sidearm. Wasn't really a bounce shot, but still a little bit of the no look. Throw it in. Short release. Call it a 2-goal lead. Blaze awarded the ensuing face-off, and normally in this building the second period is huge for the Northmen, but all Blaze right now is they get another quick shot. That one from Marinier. McLeod picked up the rebound. They go Rosa and Rawson over far side. Rawson a long way from home though, the lefty. Trumbull can't quite get past Siobhan. Back for Marinier, fakes the shot. Goes to McLeod, and he drills it off the back of Cameron Pack. Tripping and stumbling over the timeline was Owen Rand. And now McLeod. Here back for English. Through the stick of Volkov, and his return pass was knocked down. Elijah Edwards makes the long run. His shot was down and makes the save. And Volkov has the entire half of the floor to himself. Look at the number of moves before Origlieri turns it aside. Volkov eventually called for the crease. Take your pick. But now here comes Teeple back the other way. The shot from Matthews. We're going to go back and forth here in the OJLL Finals. 2 on nobody. Off the bench, Saris shoots it wide. Did get the reset. That must have hit a piece of Origlieri, as it's now picked up by Vredenberg. 6 minutes gone here in the second period. 6-4 lead for Burlington. That's Marinier passing to Rawson. Saris from up top. He's working over Chiapara after that shot. That ends up bouncing off an Orangeville player and up into Burlington's bench. They got the sticks out and a lot of yelling as Chiapara and Saris go back to work on each other. English. What else has he got? A sidearm shot. This time Origlieri the save. Immediately looking transition. He'll go for the quick flip there to Pack. Joey Spallina, long time since this offense has been out for Orangeville. It's been all transition so far in this period. And a whole helping of Burlington offense. Jamison Bucktooth, no room for a shot before he finally takes one off the face mask of Knott. Ball bounces towards the Orangeville bench, and Knott's going to call for timeout to check the mask. That shot hit him right off the face. He gives a chance inside this hot arena. 27 degrees coming in. There was a bit of a shower that passed through, which, if anything, kicked up the humidity here in the Bunny Barn tonight. Trey Deer, Spallina, that's Bucktooth setting the screen. Benedict trying to chase down Hayden Hiltz, who picked up the errant ball. And Hiltz shoots it off the arm of Origlieri. Trey Deer leading the charge back the other way with Samard behind him. to Spallina, room to shoot, fakes it, brings it down, takes it, and that bounced wide. No reset, so moot point anyways as Samard comes back the other way. His shot off of Riglieri, over across for Rosa, who stumbles. Him and Ruff collide, and ball bounces in the direction of Aiden Long. Long finds Millsap. Long pass to Amos Whitcomb. Will slow things down. Going to the far side for Matthews. Liam Matthews is trying to spin away from pressure. No shot. No one high. Takes it himself. Looking to the feet of Knott, and all gaps were covered off there. Worth noting that Knott was actually up for goaltender of the year as well for his strong season, along with Andrew Kidd. All Final Four goaltenders in the running for major awards in the Junior A League this year, including Nate Whittam for Rookie of the Year. Riglieri given the Terry Sanderson Memorial Award, Sanderson Award. Chris and Ryan Sanderson Memorial Award before this game. Terry Sanderson Award for Transition Player. Give it to Ben Trumbull prior to this one kicking off. Here's Bucktooth. One move too many as it pops out of the stick. And right in front for the Blaze, who can't get it to Rawson. Benedict knocked down by the low bridge there. Benedict back for Spallina. Something happened as that ball bounced well wide of the mark, and then Cohen Jennings in the middle of the pile gets lit up. So fresh 30 seconds here for Orangeville. Matthews. They are absolutely taking his outside shot away so far. Is that far side defense from Burlington. Might want to watch the shot from that guy though, as Marquis got the Hattie. Someone in our chat in the first period said he's going for 5 tonight. Already more than halfway there. This one from up top for Colton Marquis. Draws the Northmen back within 1. We're 34 seconds away from the halfway mark of a 6-5 game number 1. Big battle for this face-off. Eventually, Colm Barnett brings it down for Owen Ron. Off the bench is Trey Deer. Amos Whitcomb by himself will shovel it behind the net. Actually, 2 players back there. Bucktooth and Spallina. Will be Bucktooth wheeling all the way up towards the top. That shot will go over and back. And of course, both players who were behind the net both had orange heads on the stick. Here's Thompson. Him and Rawson play catch. Zach Thompson to the top spot. Pick and roll with McLeod. Never developed, and McLeod gets run into the end boards. Falls on top of the ball, gets back up. Somehow McLeod still has it. Late in the shot clock. Long range rip, and Marinier scores. And there's a player down on the near boards, and they're calling for help. I wonder if this happened behind the play. It was McLeod that put in all the individual effort to start, and he's still trying to get off, favoring it looks like the left leg. But watch the effort from McLeod as this one starts. Pulls it out of the corner. Keep your eyes on McLeod on that far side. He's going to go out of screen as the shot comes, and we can't see what came in that corner. I wonder if McLeod just got roughed up looking for the loose ball, and then it finally felt it. Second goal for Marinier. McLeod is getting work done by the trainer. David McGuire going to work over on that Burlington bench. Here's Ty English. Being pushed way up high. Ross is going to cut to the net. There's the pass that doesn't get through. And Rawson touches down in the crease. Round over center. Slips on the floor. Nearly broken free of Miles Newport. Cohen Jennings had to deal with a bouncing ball. High pass there from Marquis. And it goes straight back to Connor Knock, who lost it right in front of Long. Knock and Long, they collide on the boards as Marquis comes back. Ball still on the ground. All of this on Burlington's shot clock when Rosa picks it back up. On his wrong side, and then it's passed way high up and over everything. Matthews bounces it past the screen up for Marquis. He couldn't get it back up top for Whitcomb. Now he does. Low shot, not saw it. And he also sees Owen Taze breaking out. Taze's shot handled by Riglieri. And we'll go back the other way. It's Elijah Edwards. Flip there from Edwards to Spalina. Behind the back from Benedict. Bucktooth. Fig looking to feed the cutting Trey Deer. And now it scoots away from Benedict up top. Long shot. That hits it was either Deer or Sam English. They were all tied up. Brooks English, excuse me. Saris is out there with a shot as he was down in transition. Cameron Pack will pick it up as we got action all over the floor on both ends. 7.5 to go here in the second period. 7-5 lead for Burlington. Matthews finally gets a shot away. Miles Newport right in his face afterwards. Now long outlet pass. Down comes Ben Trumbull. Transition player of the year. Continues the run for Burlington. Fast-paced period here inside Tony Rose Arena as Ben Trumbull took off. Transition game of the Blaze. Winning this period, which is a rare thing to say when you're at Tony Rose Arena in the second. Normally all Northmen in transition. Northmen come away with the face-off. It's Nate Ruff. Ron will get it. Bucktooth, Trey Deer. Whitcomb joining the fray as well. Benedict in through the middle. That ball nearly bounced over and back. The backspin kept it on the near side. And now Delamonache still out there from the face-off. I think that's his draw twig. Had the ball knocked aside by Benedict. Then down floor, Cole Teeple had a wide shot go straight to Volkov. Long pass up over top of everybody. Came from Trumbull on his wrong side. Here's Ty English. Marinier had room to shoot, decided not to. No look to the crease. That was Thompson. Finding here Marinier, who wheels over top of everything and then just off of Riglieri and up out of play. So it'll be a fresh 30-second. We still await the potential return of Will McLeod, which would be a huge loss on this left side if it were a loss indeed. Ty English got tangled up with the official after his shot hit a Riglieri and trying to run out here and will get called for taking down Aiden Long. Pardon me, will not. That was the reset from the official Thought there was a penalty coming. Spalina off the bench. Again, no delayed penalty. Matthews will flip it here to Cohen. Jennings trailing the play. His shot off, not. It'll bounce over and back. Spalina trying to get there first. Again, saw him go off, see a lot of tape on that left knee, but still manages to win the foot race. Marquis behind the net with Deere, goes all the way up top for Spalina. Think those two have had fun playing together this summer? Marquis sitting on 3 already. Matthews has a screen in front of him, goes to the middle, takes the shot, and full splits from Knott to make the save as the rebound sails up into the Orangeville bench. 5 to go here in the second. Big screen there from a pair of players trying to open Deere. He'll go to Whitcomb instead. Up top, shot from Bucktooth, hits something in front. Bounces straight to Miles Newport, who brings it down. Got to take the long way around and got to get rid of it as they're late in the 8 count. Finally, will be Brooks English that sprints it across the timeline. Marinier up top for Rosa. Rossi. Thompson will take the crease spot. They go back to Marinier. That never got through, I don't think. And now Amos Whitcomb will jog it up. Whitcomb to Marquis off the bench, fakes and scores. That's 4 for Double Deuce. Watch the fake there, big one, and then Trey Deere kind of setting a screen by just sort of standing still, and not sure if that distracted Knott or not. A Marquis. The marksman here tonight.
Marquis. First by number 71, Amos Whitcomb, and number 31, Chris Reglieri.
You give a Reglieri an assist as well.
Marquis from Whitcomb, Reglieri at 4.
Cole Teeple will start at the Bucktooth to Spalina. Orangeville now down by 2 with 4 to go in the second. Whitcomb had room to shoot, it looked like. Trying to find the quick stick to Deere instead. Bucktooth over the top. He's looking for Trey Deere now, and all over him was Ben Trumbull as they were tied up. I think Deere ran through the crease, so the Blaze will get possession now. 8-6 your score. Wild, athletic second period here. Marinier, low shot. That bounces wide of a Reglieri up and into the Burlington bench. Marinier will wait again. First shift for Will McLeod since scoring that goal where he went off injured. Marinier makes a quick change over on the bench. They'll get Rosa out there now. Josh Rosa wants a screen. Gets it from Saris. Still though, Chiapara covered enough to get in on Rosa. They try the give and go. Back for Thompson, shooting over traffic. Bit of a change up. It looked like it was sailing over the right knee of a Reglieri. Still managed the save, however. Ty English back into the corner. It comes all the way near side for Thompson. Mac Thompson collides with his own man. Saris then low shot from a bad angle. Has it saved by Reglieri. Elijah Edwards up floor over the shoulder with his back to the net was Liam Matthews. And that would have been highlight worthy. Brooks English slowing it down now. Offense out there. Rawson on the near side. Approaching the 2-minute warning. Rawson gets a screen from McLeod, who cuts to the net. Then goes down, and Will McLeod is not 100%. He's trying to swim to the net. To the bench, rather. Bucktooth shoots on the run, and yeah, McLeod is in a bad state as he gets over to that Burlington sideline. Rawson. Slow again, under 2 minutes. Ty English, the other lefty. Marinier, they go for the shot, and Origlieri will make the save. Without McLeod, you can expect a heavy dose of righty shooting, which you could probably expect already anyways with Marinier and McLeod. Here comes Marquis. Nice defensive job by Ty English to push him outside, and Marquis cut back in and then got drilled picking up the ball and shooting through traffic. Marquis gets drilled. Also getting up slowly was Noah Millsap. Marquis not getting up. Right arm of Marquis looked like it was just kind of hanging there, but got enough movement off it to start unstrapping the helmet. Here's Matthews. For Benedict. Jennings was trying to cut through. He got hit. Ball still up for grabs near side. Trey Deer trying to chase it down. And it'll go for long, and now Benedict has it. Inside the final minute. Liam Matthews on the run, reaches in front of Knott, and that one bounces out of play. Orangeville took a timeout in that first period. Burlington have both of theirs as we come down the wire here in the second. And Sam English leaving it up top for McLeod, who's back out there but noticeably hobbling. Now Thompson cuts to the net, and his shot handled by Origlieri. He's got McLeod in his face, 31 to go as it's brought up by Nate Ruff. This one will bounce all the way down to Knott, and Dan McRae wastes no time calling timeout. By the way, shout out Dan McRae. Missed the news, retiring after 13 seasons in the National Lacrosse League. Wished him my congratulations and asked him if that was the correct term, and he said, yes, it is. I don't have to work out anymore or worry about anything, and rumor is out there that he'll be joining the Colorado Mammoth coaching staff. Look to the other sideline as get another look. I believe this is going to be the goal from Marquis. One of his 4 on the evening. That the only one that wasn't an outside rip. Orangeville General Manager Nick Rose signing a new 1-year contract extension with the Toronto Rock. That was announced today. He'll be back in a Rock uniform. And assistant GM Andrew Suter taking over as the defensive coach for the Halifax Thunderbirds. Taking over for Billy D. Smith, who held that position the entire time that team was in Halifax. So wish Billy D well and congratulate Suits on the promotion and wish him best of luck in Halifax as well. By the way, going back to that 2019 series, Burlington also mentioned that their equipment manager, Wild Bill McIntosh, 15-year veteran of this Blaze team, wanted to make sure he got his shout out for all his hard work and also being part of that 2019 staff. His Blaze will get final shot here in this second period. Up top, Alex Marinier. Rawson is the lefty along with Thompson. In the middle, they've got Trumbull. This is Thompson here. Here comes the play. A lot of movement as it opened up, and it did work for Braden Saris, but the pass just skips off the end of the stick. But a great period for the Burlington Blaze. Great period to showcase Junior A lacrosse in this province as they went back and forth in a hot barn for 20 minutes straight. And in the end, 8-6 is your score in favor of Burlington. This is game number 1 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Final Series. We'll be back with the third period in about 9.5 minutes' time.
On our family dairy farm, there's a saying that the sun doesn't start the day, we do. It's our daily reminder to be our best, make our best. And that our dairy farm doesn't just take care of our family, it's part of something bigger. That's dairy done right.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat. Carbs to help fuel your working muscles. And fluids to help you hydrate. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Gatorade.
Teams are back out there for period number 3 of this first game of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League final series. Our Game of the Week broadcasts are brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario, and all of them will be in this building for this final series. Game 2 of the series will be in Burlington Friday, August the 4th. All games are 8 p.m., by the way. Only way to see game number 2 is to get to Burlington if you can. We'll be back here on Sunday. That's August the 6th at 8 p.m. for game number 3. And then game number 4, Tuesday night, back in Burlington once again. That's August the 8th. Be sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the action as we take you right down to the Iroquois Trophy. Ben Trumbull picking up the face-off here for Burlington, who lead 8-6 after 2 periods and go right to left. Here in the final frame, Chuck Rawson will bounce it there to Saris. Will McLeod is out there, setting a screen in front of the ball carrier now. That's the big story, I think, for Burlington coming out of that second period as the shot goes off of Origlieri and up out of play. We'll also keep our eye on Colton Marquis, who has 5 points tonight, 4 goals, including 2 on the power play. There is Marquis, who is back out there. Flipped a trade here. Spalina also went off hurt in this game. And after a full season and now playoffs, if any of these players tell you they're 100%, they are absolutely lying too. Spalina over the top, spins and fires off the end. Boards, rebound from Benedict. Never got it cleanly away from Volkov. Otherwise, he may have had a shot. Marinier, long bouncer. Origlieri down to his right to make the save. Caught up in the shin pad. And they want to switch out the balls. I don't know if that ball's probably mighty sweaty coming out of the gear, but interesting. Spalina shot hard off the pad, if not, and then reached up for the rebound. May have eaten a high stick as well as he comes out holding the face mask. Spalina going to stay on as there's a big battle down in the corner. Deer looking for it. Trumbull as well. Trumbull for Alexis Samar. He'll give to Rawson. Spalina looks to be okay over on the bench. As here comes Saris one-on-one. Origlieri! What happened in the crease? As his own defender is underneath of him, Nate Ruff. Keep your eye on the crease here. Ruff is just going to slip and get into Origlieri. Rightly so, they want a wipe down, but that's one of the easier goals the Blaze are going to score in this series. An odd one to give them a 3-goal lead. And now is Origlieri okay? Watching intently here in Orangeville and in San Diego. Ball to the outside. Ruff hits a slick spot and goes into Origlieri in a wide open cage. Rawson, Marinier, and Saris now all 3 have a pair of goals. For Burlington, Ty English, Ben Trumbull, Josh Rosa, the others. Colton Marquis, 4 of the 6 for Orangeville. Orangeville will get the quick restart. Aiden Long finding the trailer in Marquis, long way from home. Going to be Benedict all the way back across. Amos Whitcomb to Matthews. Matthews immediately filled in. Ball pops free. And there's Benedict getting it away from Ty English. They say no over and back. Must have hit off the defender in the eyes of Kyle Krotman, but now as it's picked up by Burlington, the tipped again after the shot clock sounded. After we went back and forth in the second period, playing 200 feet. We might do this one in between the restraining lines, right by mid-floor. Trey Deer setting a screen for Marquis. No shot. Passes to Spallina. Marquis has it back to Deer. Quick stick. Oh, Deacon not. Is he okay? Made a save like that in the Mimico series and got attention on the left leg. Here's Marinier bouncing one in front of Origlieri. But Nod is stretching out the left leg again. That's the one that he came up lame in after making a similar save in Mimico. I don't know that anybody's realized yet. Nod hasn't asked for the trainer. But he is upright and going to stay in the game, at least for now. Here's Saris. Rosa trying to set the screen. Saris will pass it all the way to the far side for Trumbull. Saris shoots off balance, and Origlieri makes the save. It bounces right to Elijah Edwards. Got Spallina trailing. Matthews and Deer already out there, as is Cole Teeple. Last one, a latecomer, is Colton Marquis. Pass goes back to him. Ty English gets picked out of the way. Long shot. And the YouTube chat prediction comes true. 5 indeed for Colton Marquis. Just a lethal shot from outside for Colton Marquis here this evening. 5 of the 7 Northmen goals coming off the stick of number 22, giving him 15 now here in the playoffs. Nate Ruff there to secure the face-off for the Orangeville. As good as Delamonte's been throughout the playoffs, it seems like every time Orangeville scores, they get it back. Outside, Amos Whitcomb, Bucktooth, Matthews. Swim move, Matthews still with it. Stops up, takes a couple whacks there from Vredenberg. Here's Marquis again, get the socks ready. Amos Whitcomb gets the bounce, that's off the face of Deacon Knott. Vredenberg off and running, the captain of the Blaze. His shot handled by Origlieri. Rebound to Noah Millsap. High stepping over center. Joey Spallina. Now Caleb Benedict. Whitcomb, the last man out there. Jennings to Deer. Trey Deer. All the way to the outside corner. Quick stick, Benedict. Save from Knott. Still loose on the near boards. Vredenberg in there for the Blaze. It'll be pulled out by Volkov. He was facing Cohen Jennings and Trey Deer. As now Burlington have it in the stick of Marinier and Saris. Pair of goals for each of them. Their top points getters coming into this series. Brooks English back to the far side. Saris! Excuse me, that's Marinier shooting over top of Teeple. Origlieri still saw it and made the save. It looked like it changed direction midair. Cameron Pack. Trey Deer. Bucktooth. Marquis is going to circle the net. Here's Benedict. Last one out. There's Spallina, who has it now. Screen coming in front. It's Benedict. Opening space for Marquis. He wanted Spallina on the crease. It bounces away. Now Miles Newport will lead the rush. Back the other way. Shot from Trumbull. High step from Colm Barnett. Whitcomb fakes it to the empty side of the floor, seeing if he could create a lane for himself. It didn't work, so he goes to Liam Matthews. 7 minutes gone in the period. Big high step from Trey Deer, long shot. And hung on to by Knott. Rosa. Looked like he wanted to pass there to Thompson, but elects to bring it down to Saris. Marinier, excuse me. This is Rosa. Ty English just kind of deflected it over into the far corner. On the run, Thompson takes himself to his wrong side, still tries to cut back and take the shot. Ended up with a back check that knocked it free. Aiden Long. On the run, Marquis looking for 6. Off the end glass, rebound into the stick of Benedict. Caleb Benedict will shovel it across. Spolina to the crease there for Jennings. Wide shot. Shot clock continues to tick down, under 10 now. Benedict to Spolina. Here for Jennings. Trying to go quick stick to Marquis. This one's going to bounce back over center. Over and back, or shot clock violation. Take your pick as they both expire at the same time. 12 minutes remaining here in regulation time of a 2-goal game. Rosa on the run near side. Up for Marinier. McLeod didn't get all of the release he wanted there, but still got the shot away. Shipara sneaks in front of Whitcomb to set a screen. No shot. Hidden ball play between him and Matthews. Liam Matthews has it. Goes to Whitcomb for Rio. Opening room and off the shoulder of Knott, and then off the helmet of the official to Teeple, to Bucktooth, who scores. It's a 1-goal game, and the Orangeville Northmen are going to get a lucky bounce here. Follow the ball as it goes off the backboards, off the official. Keeping the ball in play, and Bucktooth sidesteps his way into an open shot. And that Orangeville bench is fired up. Well, Bucktooth scores. Just the 3rd goal that's not scored by Colton Marquis tonight. As we get a wipe down in front of Deacon Knott. Doesn't really look to be laboring there, as definitely off that big save. Paid a lot of attention to the left leg. It appears to be all right as he made his way back to the net. Delamonte back to the face-off dot. He'll win it away from Owen Ron. And Delamonte to Alexis Samard. Bouncer across. Hayden Hiltz had to wait on it, and that nearly opened a breakaway for Noah Millsap. Ty English down the far boards. Samard out there to throw a couple of screens for Rawson. He'll get it to Saris. Now here for Trumbull. Samard and Trumbull. Oh, look out. Bouncing ball. Found its way between the wickets of Origlieri, but then bounces free of the crease. Matthews. Low shot as he wheels up over the top. Ended up hitting the backboards. Vredenberg got a piece of it, and Benedict was there as well. The over and back is called as Ty English touches up. He'll give to Brooks English on the restart. 20 seconds away from the halfway mark of this second period. English feeds through Marinier, and that's off the shoulder of Origlieri, who immediately looks down floor in transition for Cole Teeple. Has a couple with him now as he had to wait for the bounce. Teeple winds and fires. That hit a body in front. Trey Deer immediately collides with Connor Knock. Knock going east-west late in the 8 count, and finally does clear it to Rawson far side, who found room to run, but too close to that defensive door of the Orangeville Northmen, who sent reinforcements in a hurry. Rosa and Saris on the near side. Shot comes from the lefties. Bounces up into the screening. Shipara will wait on Spolina. Spolina walks in, wrong side shot. All the way back towards center. Having a bit of trouble with it was Ben Trumbull. But now he'll give to Marinier. Over far side, Rawson. Gets his pick there from McLeod and shoots and scores. Chuck Rawson's hat trick. Will not get an assist to McLeod, but that screen right there opens up space and turned a few heads in the direction of the big dangerous shooter. Again, who also may not be 100% in this game. Two-goal lead is restored, 10-8. And early movement there from Owen Ron. Here's Rosa. Rosa faked the shot. Here's Thompson. He'll go to Saris in the corner. Saris gets it back quickly, and the shot off the shoulder of Origlieri. McLeod picks it up to Saris, to Rosa. Whew. I think that hit the shoulder of Colm Barnett before going sky high. As this offense will set up quite spread out. Now Rawson comes in to throw the screen. There was another one in the middle from Ty English. He'll do it again, looking to spring Rawson free. Rawson, Saris, down to the corner. McLeod, Rosa, big move, and the cut, and no, just over top of the crossbar. Second chance, far side. And it's Ty English that finds just enough space with the changeup to make it a 3-goal advantage again. Shot from Josh Rosa just missed, and then perfectly placed from Ty English. That is two lovely, about not quite a full sub shot, about 3/4 angle down, but lovely release. Twice finding the back of the net now for Ty English, but more importantly, making it 11-8 with 8 minutes to go. Not a position the Orangeville Northmen have found themselves in very often this season. Benedict's shot off the shoulder of Knott. Simard picks it up, and 3-on-1 transition breaking out with Volkov and Bradenberg as well. Volkov had trouble with it in the corner, so that allows time for the defense to catch up. And now Brooks English picks it up. Crowd starting to get involved, trying to will their Northmen back into this. Here's English. Big cut, tries the Rosa move and shoveled it to the far side while falling. And that will be a quick restart as it's touched by Spallina. Now Trey Deer. To Marquis. Spallina all alone on the crease. And not there to turn him aside. Trey Deer, quick stick, another save. I don't know if he missed or if it was saved by Knott. But either way, it's going to be back in against Burlington. And a fresh 30 seconds for the Orangeville offense. Deer to Jennings on the crease. His shot goes off the side of the net. Ty English has been out there for about 4 minutes, it seems. Finally gets a break after passing to Hayden Hiltz. Hiltz will go to Saris, who gets a return pass from Josh Rosa. Long pass to Thompson, far side. Thompson, return back up top, McLeod. Whoa! Spinning behind him with the glove of Origlieri, knocked it out. Here's Aiden Long. Lowered the shoulder into Vradenberg. He'll stay up on offense as Liam Matthews takes over. Caleb Benedict. Low pass into the feet of Matthews. Had trouble with it. Vradenberg gets stood up. There by Benedict, and now Volkov coming in behind a screen. And they call it there against Alexis Samard. And Vredenberg got stood up at the restraining line. He took a long time getting off the floor, as did Volkov. I think Volkov's more tired than anything. But now Bucktooth. Nice slide there by Miles Newport as the shot comes in. Nott will make the save, but Burlington has the rebound again. Up for English. Brooks, English, Marinier to the trailer and Thompson. Steady dose of Zach Thompson, who missed the majority of last round. Stutter step from English. He'll pass it back to Marinier. Trey Deer recovered nicely to play defense there. Took the big shot away from Marinier, who still got it. And Riglieri made the save. So all the talk of what Trey Deer's done offensively. Nice defensive play. Riglieri to the bench. 5 minutes to go. Spallina bounces it in. So a number of the set plays have not worked. Rusty Kruger trying to mix it up and go extra attacker here, forcing the defense to zone up. And that's all the space that Spallina needs to bounce one in. Just under 5 minutes to go, 11-9. As the Orangeville minor lacrosse is called into action. We remind you this series shifts. Game number 2 on Friday night. That's August the 4th at 8 p.m. That'll be in Burlington. The only way to see it is to get there in person if you can. Time to book a flight if you need to. Otherwise, we'll be back here for game number 3. That's Sunday at 8 p.m. as well, August the 6th. Game 4 in Burlington on Tuesday, August the 8th. Speaking of booking flights, how about a shout out to our friends in Vegas, the Perro family, watching Liam's Orangeville Northmen. Liam not in the lineup tonight, but had a chance to say hi to Adriana and crew when they were here a few weeks ago. And shout out to everyone wherever you're watching. Over and back against Orangeville. I think the discussion here is you're allowed to go back over one line. And Rusty Kruger doesn't like the play, but Kyle Krotman says the one line happened on the other side. Saris. Back for Rosa. Thompson puts it in the corner for Rawson. Had a couple cutters, and that may have put Riglieri off his mark as there was room for Saris, but he still hit the right arm. Teeple goes to the trailer. Spallina back to Teeple in front. Shot. Not sure where it is. It's caught up in his equipment, and now the rebound rolls out the back door. Zach Thompson. Quick shot in on Riglieri. He'll make the save as Thompson slides into the end boards. But we got 4 minutes to go in a 2-goal game. Trey Deer. Trailer is Marquis. Big high step before that release, and look out! His 6th is the easiest, makes it 1-goal game. And there were 2 defenders that went over to give a hug to Deacon Nott after this. Looking for the rebound, and it goes to the most dangerous player on the floor from either side tonight, in Colton Marquis. Oh, the Bunny Barn is hopping now. 3:46 to go in a 1-goal game. It is standing room only. It is stinking hot. And there's no place you'd rather be. and the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals. Burlington have led almost this entire way. Unfamiliar territory for Orangeville, especially this season. First game of the series on the line. 27-game undefeated streak on the line. And a home undefeated streak on the line. 3.5 to go. Hayden Hiltz just clearing center. It'll bounce back to Nate Ruff. Ruff turns, falls. Did so right in front of Alexis Samard as it comes back to Trey Deer. Whitcomb will slow it down. Marquis to Matthews. Bucktooth in front, Deer misplayed it. 5 in the shot clock. Marquis lets it fly. And every time he touches it, it's dangerous. Under 3 to go here in the third. That time just wide of the mark. It bounced up. And in the stands, a nice one-handed catch made by a fan who had to pick which one of the 14 children around him was his favorite. Burlington will set up. You can imagine this shot clock's going to go all the way down here. Saris, far side, Thompson, or not. It's a good night to wear number 22. As Zach Thompson makes his appearance in the final series. Part of that big trade, and he's got the goal. That puts Burlington up by 2. Back in 2019, a pair of those games went to overtime. Orangeville winning 2 of their 4. In extra time, we're 2-goal difference here as we're right tight here in this playoff series. Big high step, here comes Trumbo. And a nice little back check there from Owen Rand to knock that away from their transition player of the year. Noah Millsap, Origlieri to the bench again. It worked last time, why not? Trade Deer in the corner. Bit more sense of urgency this time though. Marquis to Spallina. Spallina in the corner, Benedict to Bucktooth. Origlieri heading back to the bench. And Sam English, excuse me, that's Brooks English. There's too many of them and more coming if I'm not mistaken on his Burlington team. Trey Deer, far side, Origlieri out again. Matthews, trailer, Benedict, back to Matthews, too hot. 12 on the shot clock. Liam Matthews, Ty English all over him. He'll spin back, take the shot, the moving screen called against Orangeville. Origlieri back in. Whew. Big swim move from Ty English. Cole Teeple and him had a word back at center before they separate. Marinier has it outside. Closing in on 10 on the shot clock. Marinier flips out of his stick right to Cole Teeple. Teeple turns, gets to Aiden Long. Origlieri back to the bench again. Marquis filled in. Final minute of play here in Tony Rose. Spallina to the corner. Marquis trying to duck it in. Not looking down floor. Origlieri not coming out. And not on a bounce. This is going to go wide. Also had Trumbull up there still. Trumbull looking for the loose ball, and as Aiden Long picks it up, Orangeville will burn their final timeout with 41.4 seconds left to go. You can see how exhausting this game has been. Shot there from Thompson, wearing number 22, but we highlight Colton Marquis, the other 22, for his 6 goals tonight out of the 10 scored by the Northmen. giving him 16 in the playoffs. 56 now. Playoffs and regular season combined for number 22. And you can imagine that this play being drawn up by DJ Cleveley has something to do with the hot hand. It will be Trey Deer, Jamison Bucktooth, Amos Whitcomb. Caleb Benedict will start with the ball. Noah Millsap will be out there. And yes, Colton Marquis. This is Benedict taking off with it. Benedict to Marquis. His shot hits off the end boards, and then the official, Deer, over to the far side. And Whitcomb had to watch out for the crease. Here's Bucktooth again. No high shot, so he went low. Whitcomb feeds it back, looking to get across to Deer. He was all tied up by Vredenberg, and as it bounces back to Deacon Knott, Dan McCray and Burlington will call timeout, and now it's time for their fans to come to life. Colton Marquis with 6 goals. But it's been scoring by committee on the other side of things for Burlington. Chuck Rawson has the hat trick, a pair for Marinier, a pair for Ty English, 2 from Braden Saris, and singles from Zach Thompson, Ben Trumbull, and Josh Rosa. Dare I say, a very Orangeville Northmen game played here tonight by the Burlington Blaze. And it is going to set up a tremendous series regardless of what the next 20.6 have in store. No Chris Origlieri. Colton Marquis will be the extra attacker. Right now, there is a late change coming off the bench. It's going to be Brooks English trying to run past Marquis. He'll flip it all the way back to Ty, but it's intercepted. 5 on the clock for Matthews. Not going to be time to get a 2-pointer, but Matthews gets taken down anyways. The exclamation point on a great defensive effort. But how about the athleticism from both of these teams in game number 1? For the first time since July 15th of last year, the Orangeville Northmen will lose in this building. And it comes via a 12-10 victory for the Burlington Blaze in game number 1 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals. Game 2 on Friday night. The only way to get there, the only way to see it is to get there at 8 p.m. Our crew will be back here on Sunday. Be sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it at 8 o'clock for game number 3. Our director tonight was Chris Mean. Our producers for the JVI Sports Network, Gary Morrison. For the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, it's Colleen Grimes. On behalf of them and everyone involved with the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, I'm Matthew Carrick. Thank you for tuning in. The Burlington Blaze lead the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Final Series 1-0 by way of their 12-10 victory here tonight.